Hello, hello, welcome if it's your first time here, and welcome back if you have already seen some of my videos. My name is Paulette, I'm a French artist, and today I propose you to fill my sketchbook with some exercises. Initially, I had 4 different elements and I wanted to paint them in 20 minutes maximum. But you will see during the video that it didn't go as planned. So to start, I did a rough sketch of my different elements. I have 3 eyes and I have a rose, and I will not lie to you, I don't like at all the end result of the roses because I'm not used to paint plants. I never did that actually. It was my first time, and I'm glad it was my first time, and I hope it's not the last because I have a lot improvement to do, but you will see later it. Why did I choose to do this exercise? Well, it's pretty simple. I always did the same kind of paintings. I was mostly doing portraits during a lot of part of my life. And the problem with that is that first, I was always painting the same things, portraits. And second, my portraits took me around at least 6 hours to paint each one of them because I wanted to have a full work. I was never exercising, I was always doing a full work. And you know, sometimes you're too lazy. You want to practice art, you want to do art, but you're like, I don't want to paint during 6 hours straight. So after that, I was entering an art block, and it blocked me during 1 month, 2 months, and maybe sometimes 3 months. And I was really disappointed about myself because I love to paint, I love to draw, but I was blocked because, as I said, I didn't want it to paint a full work. It was so much pressure. I hope you understand me. Anyway, this is me. This is the first painting I had to do. And as I said, I had 20 minutes to do that. And it was like a pre-workout. It helped me to prepare myself for the other paintings that I had to do. My strategy was the same for each painting. It was that I had to block the colors at the beginning, and I was using my big brushes at the beginning, and at the end I was using the smaller ones to add the details. As you can see, I'm really not scared to put a lot of colors in my paintings. I really love it, and it really depends on your style. Maybe you're like monochromatic, but it's not me. If I had to put some red, some yellow, some green there, I will do it. Right now it's really ugly, but it will look like something in few minutes. A little advice that I can give you is when you're painting an eye, don't forget to paint the white of the eye. A white in the eye is never totally white. It's maybe blue, maybe gray. It depends of the person, of the reference, but it's never completely white, and it looks fake if you leave it white and you don't touch it. So don't hesitate to put a kind of light beige, light blue, anything, but it will give some substance to your eye. As you can see right now, I only have 14 minutes left, and I was like, no, it's not enough. And I knew that my plan to paint all my sketches in 20 minutes was doomed, because with watercolor you have to let it dry. As you can see, everything is wet and it takes so much time to dry. So that's why I decided after to not paint in 20 minutes but 30 minutes. But for this one, I kept my rule to paint in 20 minutes. And as you can see, among all the eyes I painted that day, I think it's the worst one. I was really struggling at this moment. As you can see, everything is wet. Nothing was drying. So, for example, the blue in the eye was going everywhere except where I wanted it to be. So it was a mess. It was really a mess, and I only had 8 minutes left, and I was like, it's not going well. But you have to keep your challenge. You have to do it. It's a good exercise. And it allowed me to learn my lesson, because a big part of this problem is me because I was putting too much water on my brushes, and when I was painting, the water in the brush just went on the paper and I was drowned. The paper was completely drowned. So I have to be really careful when I put water on my brushes. For example, just swiping my brushes on a piece of paper or a tissue could really help me to avoid this kind of problems. Enough of me talking, I will let you watch the end of my process with this eye and how I messed up. Oh my god, everything is going everywhere. All the colors are blending, the blue in the eye is just going everywhere. It's such a mess. But you know what? We did it, guys. We did it in 20 minutes. And it's ugly, but in 20 minutes, I'm not ashamed. Okay, so next eye, please. As I said, I was really humbled by these 20 minutes, so I decided to go to 30 minutes by painting. Same technique as before, I really established the base of my painting with the colors. I'm really bold. For example, if in my reference, if I see a slight red or blue, I will go really red or really blue on my painting, and maybe at the end I will maybe make it less intense, for example. After the first painting, I was really more confident because I knew that I had 10 minutes more, and it's a lot for me, and I kind of learned from my mistakes. I think if I want to really improve in art, I will have to do the exercise that every art YouTuber does. It's to take the paintings from masters and just to copy them, not to copy, but to understand their technique. I just have to think about what painting is really interesting to learn from. If you have any kind of recommendation, don't hesitate to tell me. But La Fille à la Perle, The Girl with the Pearl, I think it's the title in English, is a good painting, I think, to exercise myself. I forgot to tell you, but when you are painting and when it's short exercises like that, when you choose your reference, it's really important to have a reference that has good values. For example, if you take a photograph of models, a lot of times it's not a good reference because everything is kind of flat. It's not interesting to the eye. So when you choose a reference, try to find something that has colors but also contrast. When you have both, it's perfect. But you can also take a reference that is completely in black and white, and it can be really interesting. I take this occasion to tell you that if you like what you're seeing, don't hesitate to put a like or subscribe to my channel. I will be really pleased. And if you have any kind of question about my process, my art, etc., don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. I will be pleased to answer you. Why not talking about a little bit of my life while I'm painting? So, as I said, I'm French and I live in Paris, and it has been pure hell for me during these 6 months because it was dark, gray, and there was no sun, and it was cold, and I hate all these things. I really hate it. I love sun. I love when it's hot. I prefer to be hot than cold, and my mental health was really bad. I was not inspired to draw, to do any kind of art because I was not well. But finally, the sun is coming back and I find the motivation to do all these YouTube videos. I really hope that the sun will not disappoint me and disappear because I will be forced to move out. Anyway, but while it lasts, I will enjoy it and, for example, go out. Last time I went to an art shop and I bought 3 polychromos pencils, and it was around 8 euros, the free pencils, and I realized that art is really expensive. The paint is really expensive, the brushes can be really, really expensive too, the paper can be really, really expensive too, the pencils, as I said. So the beauty of art is that everybody can do it, but we have to be honest, the quality of your art really depends of the quality of what you used to do it, and when you want to have the quality, it has a really big price. Can you see how much comfortable I am with this painting? It's not the same thing as the first one. The colors are not blending together, I'm less in a rush, and everything is more pleasant. So yeah, yes, I was really happy with this painting. And we are finally done with this one. I forgot to tell you, but I finished all my paintings at the end with some pencils. So you have to add an extra 2 minutes per painting if I have to be totally honest. Oh no, my least favorite painting. You know, for somebody that always paints faces, I was really lost when I had to paint these flowers because it's completely different than to paint a face. When you paint a face, you have the eyes, the nose, the mouth. When you paint a flower, you have I don't really know it. You have things, and it should look like the flowers at the end, but you don't know the rules. You don't know how to be sure that it looks good. And all what I learned during all those years completely disappeared because it was something totally new for me. I think to improve with plants and flowers, I will have to binge watch on YouTube videos of the artist Lioba Bruckner. If you don't know her, she does watercolor, but not only, she does acrylics and oil painting, if I'm not wrong. And she puts a lot of flowers and different elements in her paintings, and I think it will be a good exercise to just look how she does it and try to imitate her. I have to do the same thing for the artist Agnès Cécile. I think if you are interested in watercolor, there is a big chance that you already know her. She mostly uses watercolor, but she uses a lot of acrylics too, and she does portraits. Not only that, but a lot of portraits, and there are a lot of times where she puts some flowers there and there on her paintings, and it looks amazing. So I will have to inspire myself with her. For this part, I will not be able to give you any kind of art advice because I was just trying my best and I was not succeeding. So I will let you with the music, and if you have any kind of advice you can give me to paint flowers, don't hesitate because I really want to improve this part of my art. Oh, and I forgot to tell you something important. For the flowers, it was not only 30 minutes like for the other eye, it was 40 minutes because when I was at 30 minutes, it looked like it was not finished. And yes, the challenge was that I had to do it in 30 minutes, but I was like, I will just add 10 minutes just to finish it and make it look at least good. Yes, I know it's kind of cheating, but you know what? My sketchbook, my rules. For the flowers, it really started to look like something when I added white ink. I don't always use it because I think I prefer to use the white of the paper and to play with it. But sometimes when you have to add a kind of soft texture to your painting, I like to use my white ink. This is the moment where the alarm rang, and as you can see, it's not completely horrible to look at, but the problem is that it lacks some consistency, some texture, and I wanted to add a little bit of details. So yes, that's why I added the 10 minutes. But don't get your hopes too high, because at the end those flowers are like meh. You look at them and you're like meh, okay. These flowers makes me think about the time where I was at my aunt's wedding, and you know the moment where she throws flowers up in the air and somebody has to catch it. She did it on purpose. She threw the bouquet on me, and I hated that because everybody was watching me and was like, yeah, you're the next one. And I don't want to be the next one. It's too much pressure. I'm this kind of woman that thinks at 30 that if they get married, it would be a child wedding. Yep, I'm completely delulu. Anyway, those flowers are done, and I'm happy I did these 10 minutes more because those flowers looks like meh now. And let's go for the third eye. And yes, I saw that my clock was not running at all. Don't worry, at the end, I only painted for 30 minutes for this painting. I think it's my favorite one, I don't know, but the process was so simple and I really liked the colors of my reference. I was really inspired. Plus, I started with my two favorite colors. It's blue and pink. When I have these two colors together, I'm really happy. By the way, I had an idea. Maybe some of you will be interested to have the full videos of my paintings, because as you can see, I cut a lot of parts because it would last more than 1 hour if I kept everything. So if you are interested, don't hesitate to tell me. I would create a playlist where I put all the rushes that I have from my videos, so you could watch it in real time if you are interested. I just remembered that there is a tip that I could give you for watercolor painting, as it has to dry and it takes some time. When you're painting, don't do everything at the same time. For example, you start with the top left, and then when it's wet, you start to paint on the bottom right, and when the bottom right is wet, you start to do the bottom left. It's like a circle. When you are done with a piece of the painting, you do another piece, and it should come together at the end. But at least it allows your different areas to dry and for the colors to not mix up together and do a weird color. I think for the next times when I will do an exercise and I will draw and paint different things, I think I should take different subjects, because I took 3 eyes because I love eyes and I'm really comfortable with it. But if I want to improve, I should really diversify the things that I'm painting and drawing. So it was like cheating for this time, but the other times I will try to find object that I'm not used to paint. As it's the third eye of today, I will let you watch the process because I don't think I can add anything more right now. But as I said earlier, if you have any question, don't hesitate to tell me. I'll come back really quickly. And what you are seeing, my friends, is the last brush stroke of the painting. I'm almost done. And as I said earlier, this one is really my favorite one because I love the contrast between the shadow and the light. I love the colors, and I'm really, really glad with this one. I was painting for more than 2 hours at that time, and I was really tired, but you gotta do what you gotta do, so I have to finish my paintings with my color pencils. It's the rule. As every time, you don't want to put too much color pencils on your painting because you want to keep this watercolor texture. It would be such a shame to lose it, so just be really careful. And this is the final result. I'm really glad with this one, and I feel like maybe I will finish this sketchbook. And for me, it's a first one because I never finished a sketchbook. Plus, I'm really happy with the pieces that are in it. So if you liked it, don't hesitate to put a like on the video. Don't hesitate to subscribe. And if you have any kind of question, comment, don't hesitate to put it in the comment section, and see you soon. Actually, next week with a video where I paint with gouaches.